Welcome back. In this video, I will show you how we can write a function add which adds different types of data by using a concept called as function overloading. So we have seen that in the same program, I have just opened, I need to open a Turbo C++. So I will open Turbo C++. Right. This is our earlier code. So I will go to file, I will say new, and I will say save as. I will save it as, let's say, add.cpp. This is the file that I have created. Now in this program, I just want to write a function to add two integers. So what I will do, I will write a function, let's say void add, or let's say int add, return type is integer, let's say. So int add, and I'm adding two integers, so int comma int, right? Then I have main function. So in C++ we always write int main, and here we can write void instead of keeping it blank. Then I have declared two variables, let's say int a whose value is 5. I have one more variable b whose value is, let's say, 7, right? Then I'm using clr_scr, and to use clr_scr I need to use a function called as conio.h. So I will include conio.h, right? Next I need to call function, so I can write comment. So for example, I can say this is nothing but function prototype, this is nothing but function prototype or function declaration. Now we know whenever we are writing our own function, let's say user defined function, that function need to be declared or prototype, that function need to be called, and that function need to be defined. So I need to call a function. So I will have one more variable, let's say int result, and now I can say result equal to function name is add. I'll pass two values, that is a and b, and then I will say cout result is, or I can say addition is the variable that holds addition is result. And then I will use something called as endl. ENDL or endl is a manipulator which works like a new line /n. It will take your cursor to the next line, and then I will say get ch, and I will close this main. Now to compile, the shortcut key is Alt F9. I just compile this code. There are no errors, but there is one warning. I need to see what is the warning. Function should return a value. See, we have declared a function, we have called function, but we have not defined function. So we need to define a function. So let's define a function. So return type of function is int, function name is add. This function takes two parameters, let's say int a comma int b, and here I will say return a plus b, and close add function. So I'll save it. Save. Now I will compile this code. Compile. Still there is one warning. Function should return. Yeah, it is giving warning for main. So what is return type of main? It is integer. So the last statement inside main has to be return 0. So return 0. Again save it. Now compile it and run it. So we are getting addition is 12. Now what if I have to add to float, right? So if I declare two variables here, let's say float, float float, let's say c whose value is 10.2 and d whose value is, let's say, 12.3, right? Now what if I want to add two floats? So if I pass here value of c and d, so I am passing value of c, I am passing value of d also. See what will happen if I save these changes, and if I compile this code, I am getting two warnings, right? So it is A is assigned a value that is never assigned and B is a value that is never assigned. If I run this, it is showing addition is 22. See, it is showing addition, but is it exact addition? No. Ideally, the addition of 10.2 and 12.3 has to be 22.5, right? It has resulted into loss of data. Why? What it has done? As we have function which is taking two parameters of type integer, so it has converted 10.2 into integer, that is 10, and 12.3 into integer, that is 12. So 10 plus 12, that result we are getting is 22. Actually it has to be 22 point something. So we need to have one more function, right? So what I will do, I will have one more function with the same name. So return type will be now float, function name is add, and this function takes now two float variables like this, right? And now I will call that function one more time by using the float variable. Now the result variable also need to be of type float now, right? So let's say this is result 1, and I will have one more variable result 2 which is of type float. So here I will say result 1, right? So what I will do, I will have one more variable int result 2 equal to, what is the function name, add, and this time I have to pass C and D, right? And now I can say cout addition is that is result 2, and then ENDL, right? Now not only we need to call the function, we need to provide its definition also. So I need to have one more function with the same name, that is return type is now float, function name is add, and let's say the same variable's name doesn't matter, not int, this time it is float. So float a comma float b, and now I can say return a plus b. Now the addition of the variables that we have passed should be float value. If I save these changes, if I compile it again, I'm getting one error, function should return value. So which function should, yeah, the spelling of return is wrong, so it has to be return, RETURN, return. Again save changes, again compile the code, again run the code. Now I'm getting addition is 12, addition is 22. Why it happened? Because the resultant variable, that is result 2, that also I have declared as an integer, that has to be float, because addition of float and float is always float. Let's make changes, compile it now, run it now. Now result is 22.5. If you look at this code, what we have two functions of same name. What is the name? Add, but they are having different signature. First function is taking two integers, second function is taking two parameters. So as we have seen, function overloading is applicable in C++ only for those functions which are having same name and different signature. But here return type of first function is integer and second function is float. So as we have seen, return type is not a criteria. One of the important thing that need to be understood while function overloading is, see how the compiler is going to understand which function is to be called, right? It just look at the type of the parameter we are passing. So here we are passing a and b, which are of type integer, so this will call this function, right? Whereas in second case we are passing parameters c and d, which are of type float, so this will call this implementation, second implementation, right? So based on the type of the parameters or arguments, the compiler will call appropriate function. Basically there is one algorithm called as name mangling algorithm, which is used by the compiler internally to identify the which function is to be called. So name mangling is nothing but at each function declaration, compiler adds certain characters either at the beginning or at the end of function, so that it can identify that function uniquely, right? So name mangling algorithm is different for different compilers. For example, this compiler Turbo C++ may add some characters like @123. Some other compiler like Windows compiler, let's say we can say Visual Studio compiler, it may add certain other characters. So it is not like whichever characters are added by the Turbo C++ compiler for name mangling, the same should be added by some other compiler. So the name mangling algorithm is different for different compilers. Okay, I hope you are clear with the demonstration of this, right? class we will see how to use the. Thank you.